What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. Folks, this is basically the second part to that panorama that was from NASA and JPL, from the Northloft Plateau. Now, there's no way to know scaling, but you can see where they've centered them out, and they look like very large structures. Let me just show you the pan again for anybody who hasn't seen it. Let's just jump right into it. All right, here it is right here. You see a northern portion of Gale Crater Rim viewed from Northloft Plateau. Now, of course, you can download it. It's 9 megs. And you can see it's 15,014 by 1,013. And you can see because of the shape of it, naturally it's going to do that. Now, this is where I was showing you last time. You got that crater or depression in the ground right there on the right-hand side in the lower corner. And over here is where we actually analyzed and showed where there was some centering going on, right? All right. What I wanted to look at was the foreground. All this area right here, but mostly on the right-hand side. Let me zoom in a little bit for you folks. Now, folks, I'm going to be honest with you. What stumped me was a lot of the stuff that's in here looked like compression artifacts. Here's the problem. We all know that when you zoom in, this is when you get compression artifacts. But what happens when, one, they're not all over the photo, and two, you can still see these objects, or whatever they are, even when you zoom back out. So during this video, I'm going to zoom way in, and then we're going to zoom back out. This way it gives you the chance to see it up close, and then when I zoom back out, you can use your magnifiers to check it out. All right, again, let's just jump right into this. All right, you know, folks, it looks like simple rocks. Doesn't look like anything special here. Just for reference, I want to show you guys this. I don't see any compression artifacts. I don't see really good high quality, but I don't see any compression artifacts in here at all, okay? Like I said, it just seems like it could be a little sharper, right? Okay. So then I started seeing areas that were straight like this here. Also, notice this whole area. I'm going to put it right in the center of the screen. Check this out. What is going on here? See if we can zoom in to max when we can, right there. Check this area out. What is going on there, folks? Squares, angle pieces, smoothly bent pieces. Now, again, right here on the left-hand side from center, you see these straight areas, and then it comes down. There's all different shapes there. Is it possible that's compression artifacts? Well, let's zoom way out. I'm zooming out. I can still see all these pieces, folks. Yeah, I can still see the pieces with no problem. That's not where it gets tricky. Where it gets tricky is up in here. You can see like little squares. Down here you see it as well. Again, you don't see them now, right? But you're going to see them. Again, look at all the stuff here on the left-hand side. Just that alone. We can just stop the video right now, folks. No way is that natural. Look at that. Seriously? That's as much as I can zoom in for this anyway, by the way, guys. I got this all the way zoomed in on the page as well, and zoomed in. So, double zoomed in. This is the best we can get right here. However, in the Photoshop, we can do a lot better. Again, there's something right here. There's a whole bunch of this stuff. You're going to see what is with the straight lines, or what is going on. It looks like nothing more than mountains and stuff like that, right? However, when you see like in the center of this, you can see these lines, straight lines. And you're going to see a lot more of this because right here, I don't know if you can see my cursor because it's going to be really, really small right there. Okay? You see a straight line coming down. All of this brownish right here is nothing more than manipulation and centering. In fact, 95% of this photo has been edited or centered out. It's as simple as that. Other straight lines up in here. I'll put it at the center of the screen right here. You can see that. Notice these straight lines right here in the center going across. Now take note of something else. Notice there's actually splits in them. There's one section right here to the right, one right next to it, one right next to that, and another next to that. All have a fine line split separating them. Here's something also in the bottom. I'll put it right here in the middle of the screen. See this what looks like a rectangular. You tilt your head to the right, you can see this rectangular piece, or it looks like an opening. And then, of course, it goes all the way back. It's a pretty long piece. I'm thinking, what is this? I'm guessing this may, in fact, and I'd be wrong on my previous video, that this may actually be far away. And what we're seeing is structures built into the hillside. And you'll see what I mean. Like right here in the middle, it looks like this goes in, like it's inset. This square right here goes inset, and there's something inside there. Notice the shapes of these pieces in here. All right, let's go right into Photoshop, shall we? And you can see how much I'm zoomed in here. Let's go all the way, that was like 400 and something. Let's go back to like 110 like I usually do. Jump right into Photoshop. All right, folks, here it is. This is how big the photo was. So we made it a little bit bigger. Okay. Again, this area right here. Again, you could stop it right here, folks. Right there. Look at the shapes of the stuff that's in here. Okay. We can back out a little bit. Pause it wherever you guys like. I'll take a couple steps back on this. There you go. Nothing changes in this photo, other than if you go in too far. You can see what happens here. It actually does look like compression artifacts at that point. This is the reason why I don't like to zoom way in. Because on my screen, that's all it looks like at this point. Back out. Keep backing out. Shapes are still there, folks. Hasn't gone away. Now, move over here to the right. Look at these objects right here. I'm just going to go ahead and put a circle around them. You can see what looks like rectangular sections. Okay? But they have a separation between them. Right there. Take this away. See them? Right there and right there. Notice the whiter areas up here. Folks, they blended this in so well, it almost looks like nothing more than just artifacts and rocks. However, as you go along, check this out. And I'll zoom into this in a second. Check out this piece. And kind of mixed in with all of this brown here is what they're covering most of this stuff up. But check that out. Notice it also goes right here into the dark area. See, you got these here. Okay, different pieces here. Looks like this thing's going down like this here. Okay. Now I'll go way in first. So that's nothing more than compression artifacts. This right here is rubbish. This is nothing more than censoring put over this. This is the reason why you can see partly this right here appears to be in a lighter tan color. Keep going, it's still there, but now it's in the brownish area. Okay. Now watch what happens when we back out. You can pause this any section you want. I'll stop briefly. Stop wherever you want and look with your magnifiers. These squares, these rectangles are still in the photo. You should not be able to see a compression artifact this far away. Yet I can take my magnifier right now and I can see these. Scoot it over to the right. Check these out. Now just below and to the right of this, check out this whole area. And again, all of this, that's censoring. So these, whatever they are, and they appear to be structures, actually go down past this, okay? Again, this section right here, look at these slotted darker areas right there. Got some different shapes right here. You can see that. Again, we can pull back, zoom out. And again, just for example, let's zoom in on the sand. Where do you see these artifacts at? You don't see any of that in the sand right here, but then you look up here, just a little above it, you got what looks like artifacts. But are they? This whole area right here. Look at this. Up in here. All right, let's just get into the full enhancement, and then I'm going to take it all into black and white, which is even more enhanced. From left to right, folks. You can see just a little bit right back here. Notice the actual straight lines coming down like this. This one's coming down like this. Here, this whole area. And I'll back out a little bit to show you all this. All in this in here. I'll zoom in first. Let you guys have a look at it. And again, to me it looks distorted on my screen. Maybe on yours, maybe not so much. Okay. I'm going to back out. Now that should be really small on your screens. These two areas are pretty small on my screen. here in the background. I think they were trying to hide these. I can still see that now with ease. In fact, if I did that, which would be really small on your devices, I can take my magnifier right now, which I am. I can look at that. I can see the structures from the left all the way here to the right so far. Let's go into this area here. This is where it starts to get really interesting. Again, we have these areas here. Here. Notice this on top too. This is pretty interesting. I like this. Right here. Look closely. You see something right in here. You see these things coming down. Section pieces. What looks like something on something rectangular with something round. You can see that. And again, we have this darker color kind of thrown all over these whiter pieces. You can see that. And I'll bring that out much better in a moment. Check this thing out. Almost looks like a roof or a vent type thing you can just raise up. Or it's just a way to look out of this thing. I don't know. It looks interesting regardless, right? This I bring out a whole lot better in here in a moment. Down here. Here's those pieces we were going over in the beginning. Notice these objects, and I'm going to zoom right in. Again, I can zoom in so far, it looks completely distorted on my screen, but I'll back out slowly. And you guys can pause it any way you like. And again, watch these shapes. They do not disappear. I can keep going back, and I can look at my magnifier right now, folks, and they're still there. The shapes have not changed. That's telling me these are not compression artifacts. Here, check this stuff out. Oh, this looks like some kind of overhang right here. And look at the objects inside. Not sure what these things are, but they look like industrial or some kind of structures. These pieces over in here. And all inside there, like I just said. All down here. Here. And again, we'll back out. Slowly, different steps. You guys can pause it wherever you like. That's pretty small on my screen. Have a look. And up here on this mountain as well, over here. Look at this gray centering. It's really bizarre, and I understand why they're doing it, because they kind of like don't want this leaked out. But why? Just show the real deal. Notice the objects up here. Here's that object we talked about in the beginning, right here. Kind of looks like it's doing this. Looks like it goes back down like this. And it has like these different sections on it. You can see that. Not sure if it goes down like this. Back up a little bit. And again, all of those objects at the top, look at them. Right there. There's something right here, which I think is interesting. This is hidden under all of the manipulation. You can see this kind of orangey brown. That's manipulation, folks. This, you can see the shape of whatever this is right here. It appears to be doing this. Not sure what to make of that, folks, but it's there. This looks like some kind of opening here. All right, let's get into the black and white, and it's a lot more enhanced. All right, now the colors won't mess with your eyeballs, and we'll have a look. Again, the background. All of this here. This is distorted, but it may not look too bad on your devices, so we'll do that. And then we'll zoom back out. If anybody's on the larger devices. Up here, like I said. Look at these objects right here. All of this in here. This is where we looked at to begin with, right here, all of this area. Let me show you that in color. All right there. That doesn't look natural to me. All of this area here. Check this out. Now, judging by this particular photo, folks, I believe that these inhabitants actually built into mountainsides, into buttes, you name it. That's just what it seems like to me. Now, this here, you can see it got a little bit more distorted. Why? Well, because I was trying to get rid of the overlay that was on top and to bring out as much as I could. Now, down here, you can see this going like this. I showed you this. I said it's got some kind of weird shape to it. 90-degree angle. Okay, all of this here is trying to bring out. All these areas here. I'll zoom in and then zoom back out. In fact, let's do it this way. Folks, look at this stuff. It looks like industrialization. It looks like they literally were very advanced to a certain degree. Just because they built into mountains doesn't mean that they weren't technologically advanced. They might have used the nature around them, meaning hillsides, mountains, underground, whatever it may be, to hide from the sun and the radiation. Who knows? Maybe this is the way they always built. Inside here, I showed you this earlier. This is kind of bizarre. Again, the shapes in there. Here to the right, check all this out. Okay, and I'm going to zoom back out and show you guys this. I'll do step by step and just bring it back. You can pause it where you think is the best on your device. That to me is about normal size for mine, for my screen right there. I can go back a little bit more. Up here. All inside here. Here. All in here. Get a little brighter here. And go from right to left. Take a close look, folks. Go way back, check that out. This whole area, folks, is loaded with structures. Question is, how big are these structures? Are they very large? Are they very small? Like some people believe that there's very small inhabitants, or were very small inhabitants on Mars. Is that a possibility? I say yes. Again, possibility. I'm not saying for sure. Look at the stuff. I say this stuff was either wiped out, and we're seeing remnants of it. This might be a blown open giant structure for all we know. You can see this whole area, the center right here, that might have been bombed. And what we're seeing is the insides to it. Now, folks, that's just pure speculation. You know that. However, when I'm looking at this, I see a bunch of these structures laying around, or this is one large structure and it's been bombed. We already know that Mars was hit with a nuclear blast, actually 2 of them, and you can see that it's definitely done some devastation. And here's something else, folks. Check this out. It's not just the background. Check out the shapes here. Right in here alone. You've got something doing this. We have something going like this. In fact, it actually has a little bit of a bow to it. And I'll back out of this showing you this. Looks like something round circle there. Now, let me just back out. It's all over the photo, folks. It's all over here. Check that out. Back out a hair bit more. And there you go. All of this, I promise you guys, we're not seeing anything compared to what's really in this photo. All of this is complete censoring. All of this fuzz all over this white area, this is all structures or machines or something. It's just there to hide what's really in this photo, and that's pretty much it. And there you have it, folks. Folks, what are you seeing in this? Again, when I first started looking at this, I thought they were all compression artifacts. But then I look over to the left, and in a lot of those spots, I don't see any of those compression artifacts. Yet I go over to the right, I can see what looks like rectangular pieces with slots in them. I can see all of these kind of crazy things right behind each other or on top of each other and on the side of each other. So maybe it is compression artifacts. So I back out, and yet I could still see them. In fact, I backed out so much, you could barely see any of the details, so I used a magnifier right here, and sure in heck, they're still there in the photo. What's that tell you? To me, that's a city. Those are structures littered all over the ground there. Like I said earlier, is it possible that that was one large structure underground with many rooms and tunnels and whatever else, and that very section there was where a bomb hit or something hit and blew it to pieces? So what we're seeing now is the surroundings, and we're seeing walls and tunnels and everything else. Again, pure speculation. Now, in my opinion, those could be all mountainsides, and these things are built into it. It wouldn't surprise me. Like I said earlier, they might have done this just because. It's just the way they build. Doesn't mean they're not technologically advanced. It just means they built into it to maybe save on heating, as silly as that sounds. We don't know that. Radiation alone. Folks, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and please like and share the video. It's always appreciated. And folks, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it. All right, guys, got some more cool ones coming up. Stay tuned for that. Have yourselves a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.